Every day, the world surrounds us with noise. It is not only the sound of cars, machines, or voices. It is also the noise of thoughts, opinions, and information that reach us through screens and conversations. This noise is not always harmful, but it can be overwhelming. We get used to it, as if silence is something unusual or even uncomfortable. When the noise stops, many people feel uneasy. In a quiet room, the sound of your own breath can feel strange. Without distractions, you might notice thoughts you have ignored for years. You might remember emotions you have pushed aside. This is why silence can feel frightening. It leaves us with no place to hide from ourselves. Many of us fill our days with activities, not because they are necessary, but because they protect us from silence. We scroll through news and messages. We keep music playing. We stay busy even when we are tired. These habits are like a shield, keeping us from hearing what our hearts are trying to say. To understand why stillness is an act of courage, we must first see how strongly we resist it. The world tells us that we must always be doing something, yet in silence, we are doing something rare. We are meeting ourselves directly. This first step, simply noticing the noise and our reaction to its absence, opens the path toward a deeper strength. When the world is quiet, we meet someone we often avoid, ourselves. Without the comfort of noise or distraction, we are left with our own thoughts, memories, and feelings. Some of these are pleasant, but others may be heavy or unclear. This is why stillness can feel difficult. It shows us not only what is peaceful within us, but also what is unsettled. Many people believe that avoiding discomfort is the same as protecting themselves, but there is a difference between protection and escape. True protection comes from understanding what is inside us. Escape only hides it for a while. When we choose stillness, we stop escaping. We allow what is hidden to come into the light, even if it is uncomfortable at first. In stillness, our worries and fears may rise to the surface. Old regrets may appear, or we may feel the weight of choices we have made. These moments are not signs of failure. They are signs of honesty. Meeting ourselves without distraction is not a punishment. It is an act of respect for our own life. To sit in stillness is to say, I am willing to know myself as I truly am. It is not about fixing everything in one moment. It is about giving ourselves the chance to listen, to see, and to understand. This kind of meeting requires courage, because it demands that we look directly at what we carry inside. Only by facing ourselves in this way can we begin to live with greater clarity and strength. From an early age, we are taught that movement means progress. People praise those who are always busy, always working, always producing something. In school, in careers, and even in personal life, being active is often seen as a sign of success. If we pause, we may worry that others will think we are lazy or unmotivated. This belief is everywhere. Advertisements encourage us to do more, buy more, achieve more. Social media celebrates people who seem endlessly energetic, moving from one goal to the next without rest. Even when we are tired, we feel pressure to keep going, because slowing down feels like falling behind. Yet constant movement is not the same as true progress. A river that rushes without pause can overflow and destroy what is around it. In the same way, a life without stillness can lose its balance. We may achieve many things, but inside we feel restless, disconnected, or empty. Society rewards speed because it can be measured. Stillness, on the other hand, cannot be easily shown or counted. There is no trophy for taking time to reflect, no medal for sitting quietly with your thoughts. And yet, these moments are what allow us to understand the meaning of our actions. When we step away from constant movement, we challenge the values that society has placed on us. We say that life is not only about doing, but also about being. Choosing stillness in a world that celebrates endless activity is a quiet rebellion, one that takes more strength than it first appears. Many of us live as if we are running from a storm that follows us everywhere. This storm is not in the sky. It is inside our own hearts and minds. It may be made of old fears, unhealed wounds, or questions we do not know how to answer. As long as we keep moving, we can pretend it is not there. Busyness becomes a shelter. If our schedules are full, we do not have to feel the sadness that appears when we are alone. If we are surrounded by people and tasks, we can avoid the thoughts that come in quiet moments. This constant activity is like holding an umbrella that we believe will keep us dry forever. But storms do not disappear simply because we hide from them. When we stop and let stillness enter, we may first feel the storm more strongly. The winds of worry, the rain of doubt, and the thunder of regret might seem louder than ever. This is the moment when many people turn back to distraction. Yet, if we remain steady, something begins to change. We notice that the storm, while real, is not endless. In stillness, we can watch the storm instead of being swept away by it. We can see its patterns and understand its nature. We learn that facing it does not destroy us, it frees us. The courage to stand in this inner rain without running is what slowly clears the sky. Only then can we feel the fresh air that follows. To slow down is to open ourselves to being seen, not only by others, but by ourselves. In movement, we can hide our uncertainty. We can cover our doubts with action, our fears with tasks. But when we slow down, there is nowhere to hide. Every pause becomes a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves we may not have wanted to face. This openness can feel risky. We might fear being judged as unproductive, weak, or unfocused. In a culture that values speed and visible achievement, taking time for stillness can make us feel exposed. We may even judge ourselves, thinking that our worth is tied only to what we can produce or accomplish. Yet vulnerability is not weakness. It is the doorway to connection and truth. When we allow ourselves to slow down, we invite honesty into our lives. We begin to notice the small details around us, the warmth of sunlight on our hands, the sound of leaves moving in the wind, the way our breath changes with our feelings. These are not distractions from life. They are life itself. Slowing down also allows us to hear the quiet voice within us. This voice is often gentle, but it carries wisdom. In the rush of constant activity, it is drowned out. In stillness, it becomes clear. Choosing to slow down in a fast-moving world is like standing without armor. It is an act of trust that life will hold us even when we are not pushing forward. And it is in this unguarded space that we find the courage to live more openly, with both our strengths and our tender places in view. We often think of strength as something we show through effort, lifting heavy burdens, working long hours, or solving difficult problems. But there is another kind of strength, one that is less visible, but no less powerful. It is the strength of simply being. To simply be is to stay present without the need to prove anything. It is to rest in the moment without trying to control it or change it. This may sound easy, but it is one of the hardest things for many people to do. Our minds are trained to look for the next task, the next goal, the next challenge. To sit quietly and just exist feels unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. Yet when we give ourselves permission to just be, we discover a deep stability. We are no longer carried away by every demand or opinion around us. We begin to see that our worth is not something we have to earn through constant action. It is already here, within us. This strength is quiet but steady. It does not shout for attention, yet it holds us firmly when life becomes uncertain. It allows us to move through challenges without losing ourselves, and it helps us recognize that we are more than our achievements, our failures, or the roles we play. The courage to simply be is a reminder that we are not defined only by what we do. In the stillness of being, we meet a strength that is both unshakable and gentle, a strength that grows not from doing more, but from knowing we are already enough. Truth rarely shouts. It waits in the quiet, like a small light in the corner of a dark room. When our lives are filled with constant motion and sound, we may not notice it at all. But in moments of stillness, that light becomes easier to see. This quiet space is not something we need to travel far to find. It is not hidden in a distant temple or locked away in a secret place. It exists wherever we choose to pause. Whether we are sitting in a chair, walking slowly in a garden, or simply closing our eyes for a moment. In this space, we can begin to hear what is true for us. The truth may be simple, that we are tired, that we need to forgive someone, that we are holding on to something that no longer serves us. Or it may be larger, guiding us toward a new way of living. The challenge is that truth can be inconvenient. It may ask us to change, to let go, or to face something we have avoided. This is why many people keep the noise turned up. It keeps the truth hidden. But when we allow ourselves to enter the quiet space, we give truth the chance to speak. Once we have heard it, we cannot unhear it. And while it may be difficult at first, truth always points us toward a life that is more real and more free. Stillness is the doorway to this space, and the courage to step through it is a gift only we can give ourselves. When we choose stillness, not everyone will understand. Some may think we are wasting time. Others may believe we have lost our ambition or energy. In a world where movement is praised, stepping aside to be quiet can appear strange, even suspicious. Friends and family might ask why we are not doing more, why we are not chasing after the next project or opportunity. Their questions may come from care, but also from their own discomfort with stillness. Often, people challenge what they do not practice themselves. This is why choosing stillness requires courage. It means standing firm in a decision that others may question or judge. It means valuing your inner balance more than the approval of those around you. It is not about rejecting the world, but about choosing how you wish to live within it. Stillness is not idleness. It is an active choice to create space for what matters most. It is a refusal to be carried away by every demand and expectation. And it is a statement, silent yet powerful, that your life is guided from within, not only by the noise outside. Over time, some may begin to see the change in you. They may notice a steadiness in your presence, a clarity in your words, or a kindness in your actions. Even if they never fully understand your choice, they may respect it. But the most important thing is that you understand it, and that you live by it with quiet confidence. Peace that comes from escaping the world is fragile. It fades when the noise returns, when life becomes busy again. But peace that grows from courageous calm is different. It does not depend on perfect conditions. It is carried inside you, wherever you go. This kind of peace is not found by avoiding challenges. It is discovered by meeting life as it is, without running from what makes us uncomfortable. When we choose stillness again and again, even in difficult moments, we learn that we can remain steady while the world changes around us. Over time, this calm becomes part of who we are. We may still feel anger, sadness, or fear, but they do not control us. We see them for what they are, passing weather in the larger sky of our being. This understanding makes us less reactive, less pulled by every strong wind or sudden storm. People often look for peace in distant places, believing they must travel far or achieve great things to find it. but courageous calm teaches us that peace is built here, in the present, through the choices we make each day. It is built in small pauses, in moments of patience, in the willingness to listen before acting. The lasting peace born from courageous calm is not loud or dramatic. It is steady, like a river that flows quietly, but shapes the land over time. When we carry this peace within us, we do not have to wait for life to be easy before we can feel at home in it. We are already home. Stillness is not an escape from life. It is a way of entering it more deeply. In moments of quiet, we find the courage to meet ourselves, the strength to stand apart from the rush, and the wisdom to live with greater clarity. Silence does not take away our challenges, but it changes the way we face them. It teaches us that our value is not in how fast we move, but in how truly we live. Every choice to be still is a small act of bravery. It is a gentle reminder to yourself that you are not defined only by your actions, but also by your presence. In that presence, you carry a calm that can touch the people around you, even without words. As we end this time together, I wish to express my heartfelt thanks to everyone who supports this journey. Your likes, subscriptions, thoughtful comments, and even the kindness shown through super thanks and membership mean more than words can say. Each gesture is a part of this shared space we are creating, one where reflection, respect, and openness can grow. May you continue to find those moments of courageous calm in your own life, and may the quiet you discover lead you to a peace that stays with you, no matter where you are or what challenges you face.